everyone. Edna Kimble. Edna sells Century 21 Right Real Estate, and welcome to today's episode where we have a very special guest and local business person. And welcome, Todd. We're so glad you're here today.
Well, I'm so glad to be here.
Yes, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about Todd just in case you did not know. So first, he's like, oh gosh, what is she going to
What is she going to say?
Todd has been married to Paula for 20 plus years.
33.
33 years.
33.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
we need to update Wikipedia then. Okay, Todd and Paula have two beautiful children
Two.
and a grandchild
We
on
do.
the way.
No, we have a granddaughter that was born 3 months ago.
Oh my
So
gosh.
Miss Maxine K.
Maxine.
Yes.
Oh gosh,
So
that is wonderful.
It changes your life.
It's the best,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yes, I love that. And one of the reasons that we asked Todd to come out and meet with us today is that he is so involved in our community and giving back. And so let me share a little of those items, and I'm sure he's going to have to correct us on some of this. But Todd was actually instrumental in getting the Tahlequah Main Street Association developing it. True?
True. Which is really funny, and I'll just stop you right there. My dad was actually one of the founding members or whatever with that. So I started, and I can't even think what year it was. So let's just say it was in the 90s, 95 or 98, whenever we were trying to get it going again. But Tahlequah was actually a Main Street community back in like 86, 87, 88. We were one of the original. Then we lost it.
Oh.
Which was really sad.
Yeah.
And then we worked to get it back on. So I was on the get it back.
Get it
tour.
back
I was-
onto it. That actually was probably harder too, because
It
when
really
you
was.
lose something,
It was terrible.
you lose everybody's trust and all of that, so
It
it
was
makes
terrible.
it harder.
Yes, it
Oh
was.
my gosh! Well, I'm so glad you did that.
Nope,
It's
it's-
one of my dear give backs too. Also, Todd, you were instrumental in starting the My Tahlequah Community Cleanup Day.
That we were.
Yes. And then this kind of blew my mind. You instigated the meeting with Floyd Norris as far as him donating land for downtown.
Wow, she did her research. So it was, and that was all part of Pam Williams.
Yes.
Larry Williams, who was the president of NSU at that time. She and I really, really worked to be able to get Floyd. Floyd was way up in years and lived in California, and really was not, Tahlequah had a history for him,
Yeah.
but it really wasn't anything that he wanted to get back. So there was a lot of, behind the scenes on trying to get him and convince him what a good deal, that sounds terrible, but what a
Yeah.
great thing for him,
Right.
for tax purposes, but also what a give back to the community it could be. And, everybody loves Norris Park.
Yes. So Norris Park, thank him next time you see.
And
I
Pam
did
Williams,
not
and it was
know
a whole
this.
group of people, but
Yeah.
really it was, and I don't know if you are, I hate to say old timer, if you
Seasoned.
if you are seasoned in Tahlequah, you know what Norris Park looked like before,
Oh, yeah.
and it was terrible.
I've
I
seen
mean,
photos. I'm not seasoned,
It,
so
it was terrible, and I mean, people coined it Little Beirut. I mean, it was just,
Oh,
I mean, it looked like
gosh.
because there were ruins,
Yeah.
and Norris Park is beautiful,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
such a, bring people in together. It's
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Very
super,
Mayberry
super
now.
excited
We
about
love that. Okay. Also, Todd currently serves on the Tahlequah Area Chamber of Commerce Board. You're on the board?
I am not, but I was.
Okay,
And
okay.
I just went off, so yeah.
Because it cycles through, which
It does.
I'm a big believer in
it
that.
does.
I do think that it's good to have fresh ideas but you're still a member, so you're
Yes,
still
oh,
very,
definitely.
very
And
active.
I love what the chamber stands for, what
Okay.
it does. I was president, I think for 9 years, but it's a wonderful organization. Anybody, please join the chamber. They do so much good for Tahlequah. Really, they do.
It's very, very important for sure. Todd is also on the Tahlequah Hospital Foundation
I am.
and the NSU Foundation.
I am.
Okay,
Yes.
so
I've been on them both for 25 years, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Long time.
and would you say that maybe you're best known though for the NSU Emerald Ball?
You know, I mean, yes, and it just, you know, the term Emerald Ball, having the word emerald in it, and us having a jewelry store kind of all fit
Yes.
hand in hand. So it's been a wonderful thing. And yes, we were with NSU, Pam Williams. That was one of her things that she wanted to put together. And, you know, we worked to be able to have um, a culminating event, you know, and so the first one, I don't even know how many years ago it is, 25 years?
A
A long time.
yeah.
But yes, we've been a part of the Emerald Ball ever since its
That
inception.
is amazing. And then I didn't even mention the fact that you do own the premier local jewelry store. So
And I have to say, that is the most fun because it gives us the opportunity to be able to meet the most amazing people, be involved, you know, and it is this community that is where we make our living, but we want to make sure that we give back.
And I don't know if you remember this or not. In fact, I'm sure you probably don't. But when I first moved to Tahlequah, the way I met you was the program that you were running to basically benefit Help in Crisis. So you have also, that was not in any of your Wikipedia stuff, but you have always been just a huge fan, you know what I mean, for Help in Crisis. So
You know, you always want to be able to help those that are less fortunate.
yeah,
And, you know, less fortunate doesn't mean, I mean, every one of us has a dip in our life or whatever. So for people to be able to come along and help pick you up, and that's what I think that Help in Crisis is all about. So, yes, we want to be a part of every organization that we possibly can be that is giving back and helping to be able to pick people up and to be able to promote all the things, you know, youth and health. I mean, it's all so important.
absolutely. And then another program that guys, he's got his hands in everything in the best way. My Friends and Me. I know that you've been a sponsor for that program for years also.
Well,
So
you know that's a really close to our heart.
yes.
My Friends and Me, that those that you all don't know, it's to promote the awareness of, you know, special needs and to be able to, you know, have them be included. And our jeweler Justin Scott and his wife Nikki are just like family. They've been with us for 20 years and they have two special needs, the most beautiful kids, and Nikki has devoted her life to helping others. So I mean, it's just really we love it because they're helping special needs, but we love it because Justin and Nikki are so passionate about it as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that was your intro.
Well, thank you.
So
Thank you.
I
Thank
would
you.
like to start off by saying thank you for being so involved in the community. So you and Paula are both originally from Tahlequah?
Actually, neither one of us were born here. My family, my kids, if they lived here, would be the seventh generation. My family took a hiatus, and I was born in Chickasha, but we moved back when I was six years old. So I've been here pretty
we'll
much the
allow
whole
that
time.
then. That's
Paula moved
Tahlequah.
here. Paula moved here just in high school. So
Okay.
we've been here a long time.
Okay.
She definitely calls it home. It is. There's no other home for me.
I love that then. And so high school sweethearts or
Okay, we're going there.
we're going there.
Accounting class. Yes, I sat behind her, and you know, she's an accountant.
Oh,
So I sat well, and she helped me through, and through the whole thing, yes, we started dating, and
Oh, that's
yeah, so
wonderful.
since senior high school.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then how long have you been a business owner here in Tahlequah?
So Paul and I bought the store for my family in '99.
Okay.
So 24 years.
Oh
the
my
two of us.
gosh.
We both, because we started dating, and my parents bought Meigs Jewelry in 1986, so we both started working at the same time. So we both have equally worked at the jewelry store the amount of time. So
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Oh my goodness. So what do you think is the biggest misperception for people in Tahlequah about the jewelry store or the jewelry business?
you know, that's a interesting question. A lot of times I think people see the jewelry store as being someplace that's not for me, or I'm not dressed to be able to go in there. And, you know, that is the least of what people's worry should be. What we've been able to do, there are 15 families that work out of the store, and we have been able to bring together the most amazing people.
Yeah.
And it's like you start a business with culture, and I'm just going to say Paul and I are so, so, so blessed to be able to have the people that we have. And, whenever somebody outside's like, oh, I'm not dressed or I'm not, it's like everybody that's in there are the most common, most amazing people. So please don't ever have that thought. Just if you're in your clothes that you've been working out in the yard, come see us. It does not matter one bit. So,
Right.
you
I
know,
did see an Instagram post the other day, and you were wearing shorts and a
I
ball
was,
cap, and I
I
was like,
was.
yes,
I
Todd,
was.
because I've ran into your store that
Well,
way before.
it was hilarious because I was there and Father's Day was coming and they said, we need a thing. It's like, okay, here I am. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So really, people being intimidated by,
And it is. And we try so hard to have a quality product that is far superior to what's out there.
yeah,
And, sometimes that can be perceived that, oh, that's not for me. But, all of us, whenever we're making a purchase, we want it to be something that we're proud of and that lasts. And, whether you're spending $10 or $10,000, if you're buying something for $10, you want it to be something that
yeah,
is a quality piece. And that's what our philosophy is. It's like, you can spend wherever you want to. Let's just make sure that it's something that's going to last. Jewelry is meant to be one of those things that is an heirloom, you
yes,
hope.
yeah,
But if you buy something that is disposable jewelry, it's still gold, it's not the finest of workmanship.
right,
It's not going to make it for generations.
right.
And then you're like, oh, so that's our thing. Is it's like, okay, jewelry is meant to mark a time, a period in time, an event, and we just want to make sure that it is able to withstand time.
Yeah, so don't be intimidated.
Don't
Go
be
in and check
intimidated.
it out. Absolutely. So, not only are you involved in all of these wonderful community events and sponsorships, but also you have 15 employees
At the jewelry store.
at
Yes.
the jewelry
At the
store.
jewelry store.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and you are a local property owner also.
Yes.
Property rental,
Yes.
because it always goes back to real estate when
It
you're
does,
talking
it
to
does,
me.
yes.
So, yeah. And so tell us about that. How did that get started, and how long have you been doing that?
So really, for those of you who remember, Heinz Department Store, which is where we are now, came available in 1998. And Tahlequah at that time was at a very, 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 very crossroads. It was not the best place to invest in downtown property. And Paul and I were interested in, my parents actually were like, are you sure? And so we bought the building. And so that was probably our first endeavor into real estate, other than just some like little rent houses and that kind of thing. And, luckily, things went very, very well, meaning that, the Cherokee Nation started investing in downtown, people started investing in downtown, Main Street started really working, coming together and building momentum moving forward. And whenever things like that are happening, more people want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, you've got better businesses, people are buying property and all those kind of things. But seriously, our first endeavor was, seriously, my parents were, whenever you don't do what your parents really want you to
Yeah,
at
and they're
first
like,
time,
"Oh, yeah."
but it turned out well. But still, yet it was just one of those moments whenever it's like, are you sure?
Are you sure you want to do this? But you also have a marketing degree.
Marketing degree.
Yeah,
from
so that's
NSU.
probably helped not only your business, but also all of downtown, because on each of those entities, the whole point is awareness and bringing, business downtown.
Yes. And marketing is passion about something and wanting to share it. And,
Oh, I like that.
I mean, that
Yeah.
really,
That
so
does
many
sum it up.
times sales get such a
Yeah.
bad rap.
Right,
And
right.
sales really, maybe sales back in the day was cheesy, but
Yeah.
sales today is being passionate about something and wanting to share that. And, that's really where I get my energy is, being passionate about something and wanting to share.
Yes, I love that. You also talked about culture. How would a local business person think as far as where would they start to build that culture?
Well, first you have to start in here.
Yeah.
You have to know where you are, know where your heart is, what you stand for, and your business is an extension of what you are. So you have to hire people that have similar values. One of the things that we always make sure of, doesn't matter how much talent you have, if you don't have the same culture, we're not going to be able to work well together.
But if the team was in here, we'd be doing this now.
Okay.
It is so true. Yes.
If you've got a heart to give and a willingness to learn and grow, you can do so much.
Absolutely.
But whenever there's someone that thinks that their way is better, or they're not really a team player, it can do so much harm and so much damage to the team. So really, the culture you have to be married to your culture,
Yeah.
and don't waver from it. And you build yourself on principles, you build your team on principles, and
Non-negotiables.
Non-negotiables.
That's what we call them. So
that is
yeah.
so true.
And you probably have the same thing, but when someone comes to me and says, someone on the sales team is just so amazing and so wonderful, and I mean, it is just such a huge compliment to me. I take it like, yes, because they are my people, so yeah.
And they put so much trust in you.
Yeah, right.
And whenever they put that trust, and you see them just grow and just blossom into these amazing business people, and that's really cool.
Yeah, it's
that's
cool,
rewarding.
It really is. It's super rewarding. So
Yeah.
I love that. So, I think at the end of the day, it starts at the top, and you set the non-negotiables, and then your vibe attracts your tribe.
Right.
And you're right. Like your I don't want to call them employees, but your
Team.
Yeah, that's perfect. Your team are all amazing.
Wow,
I mean, I
thank
know
you.
several of them very, very well, and they're just amazing people. So, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, and so because again, we're in the real estate
Mhm.
business here, what do you think is going to happen with downtown? What do you think the outlook is?
The horizon is so exciting. Like I said, seeing it where it was and watching it, come to where it is, but it is just so poised to be, such a unique. Not that we're not unique. Don't get me wrong. So I'm just talking in theory, or in just, and it's just so poised for greatness, and it's really exciting to be able to just sit back and watch that.
Yeah.
Because when people come and they don't want to see cookie cutter things that they can see in every other town.
Absolutely.
And that's why Main Street, and that's why, focusing on the downtown is so extremely important. Yes, I own property downtown. I own property outside of town. So, but knowing those things, knowing how important the nucleus of our town is to drawing other people to us,
Yes.
is extremely important, because those are the unique things that set us apart from everyone else. And it's got to be the focus of growth.
Yeah, and what I love is you've literally put your money where your mouth is. So by being involved in all of these foundations and all the sponsorships you do, you're constantly pouring money back into the community. So huge thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's a pleasure. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. It gives back. Absolutely. So one of the questions that we always ask when we have guests on the podcast is, if money were no object
Money.
and you were building your dream home,
Okay.
what 3 things would that dream home have to have?
Well, surprise, we're building a house.
I actually knew that.
And it is our dream house because it's in a location that I've always dreamed of being able to.
So I always say river or lake, and I know it's the river.
It is on the river.
Yes.
And it's wonderful because it's like a vacation, but it's right here in town.
Yeah.
So what are the things money were no object? It's to be able to create a home that people want to come to.
Yeah.
Because you have all the money you want and you build a home and nobody comes, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
what
What
fun
was
is
the
that?
point? Yeah.
So it's really not about size. It's about, just the amenities that for down playtime,
Yeah.
um, to create more family, to create more. And, we had a house in town that we love. I mean,
Fabulous.
we
Yeah.
still love.
Yeah.
And, we never probably thought we would ever be building a home. So this kind of came available. And then 1, 2, 3, now we're in the midst of it. And there's no turning back. But really the reason we're doing it is for family.
You want to
and
lure those adult children
Oh.
and that grandbaby to
Um,
your house every chance you
as
get.
much as we can.
Okay,
So
I'm at that point. I get that.
That's where all 3 parts of the money would go, is just
Whatever is
what-
going to lure them home.
Yeah.
I love it. Do you have a pickleball court?
No, but you know what? We've got the space, and so maybe
If that's what those
that's
grandbabies
what-
want,
that's
those
it.
grandbabies will get.
Yeah.
I know there's only one, but we're hoping there will be more.
Yeah.
So I
Exactly.
love that. Okay, that's so good. Well, and like I normally do ask, river or lake. We know
Mhm.
you're a river guy. Mountains or
Where the house is, or where?
yeah, where you would want to be.
I love mountains.
Mountains, yeah,
Love
because you
mountains.
are
Love-
on a mountain.
I love
Yeah.
love the river. Love to fly fish, which is
Oh, I
right.
didn't know
okay.
that.
Love it, love it, love it. So,
Okay. Outdoors
between the
guy.
beach and that, so let's
Yeah.
go to the mountains. Let's go to
I love
outdoors.
it. I love it. Well, we got to find a beach where you can fly fish. Is
Oh,
that it?
well, you actually,
Is that a thing?
yes, it is.
Is
Yeah,
it?
tarpon,
Okay.
and there's all kinds of.
Okay, okay, good. Good to know that. Good to know that. Well, if you guys have any questions how you could get involved in any of the foundations or sponsorships, reach out. We're going to put Todd's information with his gorgeous, beautiful store. And here's the thing, guys, he really does. You didn't really, I mean, you kind of touched on this, but it was more about don't feel like you have to get dressed up. But he really has something for every budget. Because when I first moved to Tahlequah, and kids at home and paying for dental and cars and college and all of that, I didn't have a jewelry budget. Do you know what I mean? So, and I would still come in and they would always help me find a special piece for whatever the event was. So don't be intimidated by the price and don't feel like you have to get dressed up, but we'll put the website below so that they can reach out. And what I love is now that you can shop online and the little magazine that you can kind of go through. I love that. And then also, if you know any of the team members, they're like Sarah's choices or Sarah's selection, and you kind of feel like I know her style and I like it, and so I can go in and kind of look. And of course, Chris is my gal, so
Awesome.
Chris and I have kind of the same taste, and so if Chris says it, then I'm sold.
Fantastic.
So definitely go in and check out his website. You're gonna love it. As always, everyone, please like, follow, and share. And if you would like to be a guest on the podcast, reach out and let us know. Or if there's someone that you would like to see on the podcast, please let us know and we'll reach out to them. And Todd, again, thank you so much
I'm
for
so glad to
taking
be
your
here.
time to come down and really just thank you for what you do for the community. I love it.
It's my pleasure. It really
Okay.
is. It's a joy.
Thank you. And thanks for watching, everyone.